Sharon Radio, delivering trusted business and financial intelligence.
Welcome to Sharon Business Radio, the voice of the economy. We bring you all you need to know about the stock market and the business world right at your doorstep. I am Billy Nwogu. Thanks for joining us. On today, August 12, 2026, Nigeria's domestic equities market closed Tuesday's trading session on a bearish note as sell-off in MTN Nigeria Communications PLC and 25 other stocks dragged market capitalization down by 1.17 trillion naira. The all-share index fell by 1,806.18 points, representing a 0.73% decline, to close at 246,723.58 points. Similarly, total market capitalization dropped to 159.28 trillion naira. The decline was largely driven by losses in major and medium cap stocks, including MTN Nigeria, UACN, Dangote Sugar Refinery, Nigerian Aviation Handling Company, and First Hotco. However, market breadth remained positive, with 27 stocks recording gains against 26 losers. FTN Cocoa led the gainers, rising 9.88% to close at 8 naira 90 kobo per share. C&L Leasing gained 8.26% to close at 5 naira 90 kobo, while Sovereign Trust Insurance rose 6.74% to 1 naira 90 kobo. On the losers chart, Thomas Ward Nigeria led with a 9.97% decline, closing at 2 naira 89 kobo per share. AVA Capital fell 9.60% to 8 naira 95 kobo, while International Energy Insurance declined 6.32% to 4 naira per share. Trading activity also increased sharply during the session. Total volume traded jumped by 270.4% to 3.91 billion shares, valued at 32.38 billion naira across 45,608 deals. Fortis Global Insurance dominated trading activity with 3.29 billion shares, valued at 9.58 billion naira. Transnationwide Express followed with 84.58 million shares, worth 181.90 million naira, while Access Holdings recorded 66.13 million shares, valued at 1.87 billion naira. Other activity traded stocks included Consolidated Hallmark Holdings with 54.34 million shares, and Fidelity Bank, which recorded 46.86 million shares, worth 1.02 billion naira. Despite the positive market breadth, the sharp decline in market capitalization highlights continued pressure on some of Nigeria's major listed companies. Major global stock markets edged higher in early trading Wednesday, although escalating Middle East tensions continue to weigh on investor sentiment. The United States and Iran allying Houthi forces in Yemen reported separate shipping attacks, raising fresh concerns about the widening conflicts. Iran has warned that the Strait of Hormuz will remain closed unless Washington accepts its conditions for ending the war. The developments have heightened concerns over two major oil supply routes, the Gulf of Oman and the Red Sea. Despite the tensions, Gulf markets remain positive. Saudi Arabia's benchmark index gained 0.1%, while Dubai and Abu Dhabi both rose 0.2%. Qatar's index was flat. Meanwhile, shipping data showed that only 6 vessels transited the Straits of Hormuz on Monday, compared with a 10-day average of about 11. Before the war, the strategic waterway handled roughly 125 to 140 vessels daily. Investors are closely watching developments as prolonged disruption could affect global oil supplies, energy prices, and inflation. And U.S. stock futures edged higher on Wednesday as investors awaited the latest inflation report, while strong earnings from technology companies boosted market sentiment. Cloud computing firm CoreWeave jumped 18% after reporting a narrow loss and meeting quarterly revenue expectations. Supermicro Computer also gained 9% after beating earnings forecasts and issuing a positive outlook despite missing revenue estimates. The gains follow a weaker session on Tuesday when fading hopes of a US-Iran peace deal pushed oil prices high and pressured stocks. Investors are now focused on the July Consumer Price Index, with economists expecting headline inflation to rise 0.1% and core inflation 0.2%. The figures could influence the U.S. Federal Reserve's decision on interest rates at its September meeting. Meanwhile, the New York City Council has opened an investigation into marketing practices by prediction market platforms, including Polymarket, Cash, Coinbase, and Gemini, over concerns about potentially predatory practices targeting young traders. And that's all on Shalom Business News. Please join us tomorrow for another update. I am Billy Umogu. Thanks for listening.